Yo, welcome back to the Cloud Slayer podcast. Travis Cloud here. You guys know what it is. Who it is, my bad. Um, I do have my number 8 on my podcast. It's a solo podcast. I just titled it Solo Cast. But you can find it on Spotify. This is obviously YouTube, so hit it up on YouTube. Welcome back to all those that are been sticking with me. I do appreciate your support, and I appreciate it. Um, and if you're new, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I do. It does help me out. It helps the channel out to grow, and also to give me any kind of feedback. I do appreciate that. So um, I don't have any video. I just got audio recording, so I'll just be using some gameplay from my offline gameplay. So I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good night. Peace.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer podcast. It's your host, Cloud Slayer, aka Travis Cloud. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend and a happy holidays. Turkey Day is always fun. It's fun to hang out with family and stuff like that. Eat a bunch of food, obviously, you know what I mean. Sorry I wasn't able to get any guests on this weekend, but, sometimes that happens, you know what I mean. Happens probably more often than none, especially if you're just starting out, you know what I mean. But don't let it discourage you and keep trucking. It's not always about having guests or anything like that. It's just about, keep on going, stuff like that. To be honest, it was like last couple of days I wasn't really reaching out too much because, not really feeling good, and with all this sickness going on right now, because we over here where I work at, we're having a spike, so it's best to kind of not bring people together, especially if you're sick, to stop spreading that, especially if you work in like a plant, you know what I mean? Because sickness is just going to keep spreading, and it'll only get worse and worse. So best to, maybe get some rest. Maybe it's your body telling you to get rest too, if you don't have the Rona or anything like that. If you believe in that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of people that don't think it's anything, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's here, and it's like the cold, right? That's what we know. So, but still, it's highly contagious. I mean, it doesn't seem like it kills as many people as it does, and not around here anyways, but they say overall people are dying from it every day, right? So, but, you say that, and people are saying people are still dying from the cold too, so everybody's dying from something, whether it be that, any kind of older sicknesses coming up that they're not really watching for, you know what I mean? So I guess be wary for more things than just COVID. Be wary about everything else, because you could still get something else. So yeah, hope everybody, like I said, had a fantastic holidays. I had a pretty good one, you know what I mean? As long as you get to see family, get to eat and stuff like that. So then we got the Vikings with the W. Yeah, good shit, Vikings. It was a close game. They beat the Patriots, the New England Patriots. So that's pretty awesome. Cool beans. Well, shoot. I'm just very thankful, you know what I mean? Thankful for my family, thankful for my friends, just thankful in general, thankful for life, you know what I mean? Shoot, and then we got Xmas coming up here next month. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be chaotic. We all love those holiday seasons like that, though, right? Back to back. Oh man, gotta hold your precious ones, out there praying every day for everybody. Geez, it's grind every year, right? It's hard to find presents for everybody. Typical stuff, right? Oh man, that's life, though, I suppose. What do you do about that? You know what I mean? You just keep trying to, pick it up. It's like they say, it's less about the gift and more about the thought. The thought that counts. So as long as you have them in mind, I'm sure they'll be happy with whatever you get them. So use your heart, and you shouldn't fail, right? You should be doing good by that. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. I still, I appreciate all the love and support from those that reached out to me in regards to this podcast, and if anybody has any questions about that, feel free to ask. I mean, you can ask in the comment sections of my YouTube. You can ask me on my Facebook page. You can ask me when I'm in the live stream. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes, in order to get an answer, you have to ask questions, right? They say the genius ask a question. They have questions too. Everybody has questions. Don't be ashamed of it. There ain't no stupid questions because you're looking for an answer, right? It'd be stupid not to ask the question if you have it. So obviously, we all have questions at time to time. You may think it's stupid because that person might have figured it out, but a lot of times those people, it took them a long time to come across those answers. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're more than happy to share it. And sometimes just sharing it isn't enough to tell you. So sometimes it takes you just figuring it out, Like somebody might have told you and you don't understand it. And then you're like, oh, that's what they meant, because it's always different when you're actually doing it, when you're striving for those things, when you're, just get in touch with your creative side. Sometimes, because, you get that tunnel vision, and it's, I don't know. Like I said, it's easier said than done. Everything is in life. They can tell you exactly how to do it and when to do certain things, and, you might still could fuck it up, I guess. But then again, everybody's body's different. We're all different, so you ain't gonna do it exactly the same. You're just gonna go out there and try to give her hell and do your best, right? So just keep going, keep doing it, keep asking questions. Ultimately, it just comes down to you and your willingness to complete something, your willingness to get that thing done. Whether it be for yourself, whether it be for somebody else you care or love for, whoever that may be. So, hopefully you're being safe and smart about it. Hopefully you're just not jumping head first. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's a good course of action too, just to jump in and do it. But sometimes it might take a plan depending on what you're doing. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Probably not. So, oh man. Freaking, I had awesome holidays, Ate some turkey, and oh man, gotta love that apple crisp, gotta love those pies. Oh man, so awesome. Such delicious food. Oh man, for a holiday that gobbles. I gobbled first. So, oh man. Only looking forward to the next one. Those, it's good eating. Good eating. Eat it while you can, right? But with that, you should also try to be a little bit more active, because along with the massive amount of food comes massive amount of sluggishness. So, got to keep your feet moving, and after you put your forks down, so drink lots of water. I've been noticing lately that there's a lot more dehydration going on. So, keep your liquids in, preferably water. Nothing that's not like Gatorade and stuff that's fine when you're moving around, but if you're not as physically active, maybe consider just drinking water. Drink some water, drink some tea, stuff like that. Nothing hardcore like energy drinks. Well, if you do, maybe one a day. Maybe. It depends on you. but even those get you sluggish. You know what I mean? So try to. I'd recommend just trying to drink water. I like that stuff called Caffeine Joe. It's caffeinated water. It's really good. Obviously it's good. It's water, so you can hardly taste. The caffeine's like flavorless, right? So a little bit of caffeine and some water. You can also buy caffeine pills, which I used to do when I first while I was working out, when I stopped doing like pre-workouts and stuff, and I just did water and either water and caffeine pill, or else I would do just coffee. So that's what I switched my pre-workouts to. Or I late at night when I get off work, because I worked a really long night shift, because I didn't want to be up all night, so I would get those caffeine-free pops. Because I like pop, so it's not good for you or whatever. But neither is pre-workout, right? There's a bunch of shit in pre-workouts. There's a bunch of shit in just diet pops. They could say 0 calories or whatever, but that doesn't mean it's healthy for you. So don't live in a ignorant world of just because it says 0 calories, it's good for you. It may not be. So the more shit in their list, the more shit you're putting in your body ultimately. That's your choice to do, and go for it. You're an adult, right? That's part of your life choices. I do the same shit. I don't criticize about it. I've done my fair share of stuff that, might not be proud of, might not be considered the best thing to do, but I've done them. You know what I mean? I take responsibility for that. I don't pass the buck on to anybody else. I don't throw nobody under the bus but myself, because, I'm being honest with myself and with those people in my life that may still be in my life but may no longer be in my life, And if I haven't gotten in contact with some people, it's not because I'm trying to get away from you or anything like that. It's just I forget, you know what I mean? To me, sometimes it was like yesterday, my brain's a little wonky. It's a little weird, you know what I mean? I remember freaking friends from when I was like 5, 4, you know what I mean? So, and I'm like, hey, I wonder how they're doing. And then you realize that life's gone on, It's been 20 plus years, and they probably don't even know who the fuck you are, you know what I mean? So, and you're just like, well, I hope they're doing well, you know what I mean? So, and now names are starting to fade. So, a lot of people I thought, like I used to have like really cool stories about, and then all of a sudden they're in your mind's eye, their faces are fading, and so are their names. You know what I mean? All you see is nothing, and when you think of who that person was and who that person is, and then you realize that's probably how you are to other people. So when people don't, like, I remember one of my hardest times after high school was accepting that thing, that even if you thought you had like a friend or some person you talked to and had a connection with, they might not remember you even like a year after high school. You know what I mean? Just because you cherish moments doesn't mean that somebody sees it the same way. They might just, hey man, that was just another day type stuff, because there's just too much going on in life for people to just drop everything and remember those times with you. You know what I mean? They might have had better times with other people. Who knows? I surely don't know, but I do remember some of these things, and I don't know. Sometimes it drives people to question their own existence, Might give them an excuse to do other drugs and stuff like that, drink, and like, oh man, I've seen countless people just slamming the bottle because that's how they feel, right? They don't realize that other people have their own lives as well as them having their life, It's hard for them to move on. It's hard for them to accept that, I guess, because, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily that the world revolves around them or anything like that. It's just that, they remember things differently, and they might have held you in a really big regard. They might have held that relationship in high regard, and it's kind of a slap in the face, and and I think that's the hardest part to deal with, is because how does one person cherish those moments so much, and how does the other person not give it that second thought? Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You might have thought that you were better friends than you were with that certain person, but who knows? Don't dwell on that too much. Like I said, I came from a place like that, a pretty dark one in my own self, my own mind, my own heart, and it's a bitterness you can live better without. You don't need to be recognized by everybody. It's funny because I just got pizza here on Sunday just because I was cleaning. We were cleaning the house, and I was like, "F it, I'm not gonna cook tonight. I'm gonna get a pizza because I'm a fatty, right? So I love pizza, pizza monster." But anyways, my delivery driver was she's a very great woman, very strong, very smart. She was the first person to teach me my role in the work environment when I first joined the workforce as an adult. You know what I mean? When I worked at the deli 12 years ago, I was 18 when I got my first job after high school. I worked at the Shooting Star Casino. Her name let's go with the first name, Kristen, and hey, she delivered my pizza, said hi, showed her my son. It was awesome. It was good to see her again. But I mean, I wish I would have said more. Should have got her number and stuff. But I was, just to keep in touch. But I was running a headache, not feeling greatest, but I didn't think about it. Hopefully, life brings our paths back there, and which I'm sure it should. God forbid something else happens, which is part of life, I guess. But it was cool seeing that. She was working with her was a great experience for me. Very positive, very strong-willed, and she showed me that and you got to just keep doing it. You know what I mean? If you want to go somewhere, don't listen to other negativity. She's one of the first people that showed me that in the workplace, and I appreciate that very much, Kristen. If you're listening to this, if you ever do, if not, then you know what I mean. Even though you're not hearing it, I do appreciate it very, very much. Sorry I didn't, say more to you, but that's sometimes in those moments. That's just how it happens. I didn't mean. It wasn't disrespectful or anything, but I'm glad she got to meet my son and stuff because she's an awesome lady. So, but I wish I should have talked to her a little bit more. But that's also, it's gonna happen. Don't beat yourself up about that neither. So, and it was weird because it's like it's been a long time, and she knew the exact how many years it's been since we actually talked and stuff like that. It's cool. And you just got to be mindful that there's always people out there counting, you know what I mean? Because they do cherish those moments with you, whether you know it or not. They're just like you, but you don't allow those, if they don't allow those to drive you into craziness. You know what I mean? You just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep trucking, man. Keep trucking. There's somebody out there that remembers you, that cherishes you, that remembers those good times with you. You know what I mean? So, keep your head up. Well, I hope everybody has a great night. I'm going to jump back into bed. My freaking head still hurts. So, just wanted to check in and give everybody a little update. So, I ain't gonna make any guarantees, but I'll be communicating with my friends still. So, and hopefully get something together because we're still talking about doing like a history podcast and stuff like that. I've been listening to some of those like histories in the in Minnesota and stuff like that back in like the 1800s. It's pretty cool, Native American stuff, and you know those are very interesting topics for anybody at any time period. You know what I mean? So um, I like listening to like Genghis Khan and all these people. It's very, very interesting stuff. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you next cast. Peace, guys.